Since it's the last day of March, I was wondering if you realized just how far we've come in terms of women's rights since the first ever International Women's Day. The first official Women's Day was held in Russia, of all places, in 1921, but it wasn't until 1977 that the UN declared the 8th of March, 1977, to be the first ever International Women's Day, and invited all the nations to celebrate half the world population. It's safe to say that having an international day that uplifts and encourages women while underlying our common struggle for true equality was a catalyst of change in the world. Since then, women obtained the right to own a bank account, buy a house without being married, work, and even travel or take medication without the legal consent of their husband. Indeed, they kept climbing up the ranks. We had our first female president of a country in Eva Perón of Argentina. Not to be confused with the first elected female president, which takes us to Iceland in 1980.
Má þá ekki orða það sem svo að það er að kjósa þig af því að þú sért kona?
Nei, það var ekki að kjósa mig af því ég er kona. Það var að kjósa mig af því að ég er maður.
Vigdís Finnbogadóttir remained in office for 16 consecutive years, making her the longest-serving, non-hereditary female head of state in history. Non-hereditary because she didn't inherit her power from savage colonial rule or after her family wiped off 150 million Indians off the face of the earth. But I digress. Vigdís Finnbogadóttir was closely followed by Benazir Bhutto of Pakistan, who became the first female prime minister of a Muslim country in 1988.
We discussed bilateral issues. France has been giving assistance to Pakistan, and we have been introducing poverty alleviation issues as a consequence of that.
Since then, our glass ceiling has been shattering one "why isn't there an International Men's Day?" coward at a time. Our women have become Secretary of State, European Union President, presidential nominee of a major political party, and even vice president. And maybe the first female president of the United States, who will become the most powerful woman, nay human on the face of the earth, will one day be watching this. But let me ask you this. What does International Women's Day mean for girls in Gaza? Girls with no access to school or safety, starving and aching, burying entire family trees, having C-section without anesthesia, living through what even sadists could not fathom. What does it mean to them? Having their limbs blown to bits? Do you think little girls fear rape or death more? And does it turn your stomach? I hope it does. I hope this March you remember over 1 million women and girls are being reduced to bones in all meanings of the word. These are girls without water, without food, under the most relentless bombing campaign in recorded history. Girls who are running out of donkey food to eat, getting sniped as they seek aid. The most conservative estimates put the death toll at over 32,000. Of those, 25,000 are women and children. You don't get to escape this. 25,000 out of 32,000, 70% are women and children. And if you live in certain parts of the world, that's blood on your hands. It's your money and your missiles blowing their first future female president to smithereens. So as you get ready to march with your pussy hats to campaign for Biden-Harris, remember that you only care for yourself and women who look and speak like you. And remember that the world and God herself will never forgive you for it. So this March and every March, let us wish a happy International Women's Day to all the alleged war criminals who celebrate. And because it's always better to hear it from the horse's mouth, let me end this with a quote from Madeleine Albright, the first female U.S. Secretary of State.
We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it? I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it.